So I'm doing this video topless because I fucking can.
Yeah, but if you could just go ahead and throw a shirt on anyway, we'd all really appreciate it.
Isn't that great?
No, it's not great.
But you can't see anything actually. So it's as if I'm not.
We can see enough. Now could you please try and get to the point of your video rather than trying to justify being topless? I mean, I'd be more interested in trying to hear you justify the crucifix with knives stuck to it. Just seems a little bit serial killerish to me.
But anyway, am I a feminist? Well, let's look at some things here.
Alright, if you've got arguments, I'll certainly listen to them. I mean, it's obviously not going to be the same old feminist shite recycled over and over again, right?
I don't label myself as a feminist. I don't say that.
Alright, I'm not sure what's making me more uncomfortable here. The topless man of questionable sanity, the camouflage wall hanging, the crucifix of blades, or the random axe on the wall. Or that very slight burning noise I can hear through your camera.
You see, I feel very well grounded as a male. That I'm not in bad shape as one. I'm a fucking male.
Yeah, we can tell how much of a confident man you are by how much you're overcompensating. The aggressive persona, acting macho while topless, within reach of 4 different sharp things. We get it. You're a man. Now would you kindly get to the point?
But women are more likely to be persecuted and not get paid as much in the work world. Likely to happen.
I trust you have proof? Who am I kidding? I doubt you could even spell proof. Alright, listen up and try and focus. I know it might be difficult, but I want you to muster up all your mental faculties and absorb what I am about to say. By law, you cannot pay a woman less for the same work. By law, you can't discriminate against women in the workplace. Now I realise, simply because something is illegal doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But it would be so easy to gather evidence of discrimination in the workplace. First-hand witness statements, you could even carry a voice recorder on you. And if it did occur, it would be an open and shut case for the woman to sue the company. And companies know this. They're not going to take the risk of discriminating against a woman just because they're a woman. There's too much at risk. Legal backlash, the public relations backlash. It would be so extreme, I'd wager they'd be more likely to give women more opportunities over men simply so they don't look like they're being discriminatory. Because it's pretty much impossible to discriminate against men in this current climate.
You see, a buddy system does exist among men.
Some men, maybe, but all men, no. And to suggest that men have this buddy system and women have nothing similar is extremely naive.
You see, the issue here is, well, is feminism good or is it bad?
You're going to chalk it up to this kind of black and white status, then I'll answer it for you. Feminism was good when it was needed 30 or 40 years ago. It's not good anymore. It's not needed anymore. In fact, it does more harm than good to the societal perceptions of women, making people think they're weak, can't compete on a fair and level playing field with men, so need special privileges given to them hand over fist.
It's necessary. Any whack job can just write something on Tumblr or on Twitter.
Or a YouTube video.
But I guess in some regards I'm a feminist. Do I believe that women should make the same amount as men in the workplace? Yeah, I do.
Well, you're in luck. There are laws in place which guarantees this happens. As you're an American, your version would be the 1963 Equal Pay Act.
Do I believe that you should be more open to different situations? Like, maybe I didn't want you to hold the door open for me?
Man or woman, I'll hold the door open for somebody. It's polite and I was raised properly. If I hold the door open for somebody like I usually do, and a woman goes off on one saying how she doesn't want the door held open for her, then I'll politely explain all the various positions that she can go and fuck herself before slamming the door in her face.
Maybe I didn't need you to hold the seat out for me or pull it out or whatever.
Just a little tip to the guys in my audience. I'm sure most of you know this, but just in case. You're taking a lovely young lady out on a date and you pull her chair out for you and she complains about it, run. That is your cue to run as fast as your legs will carry you.
Feminism is a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yes, John, feminism is a real thing. Try and keep up.
And people that say that they're anti-feminist, they are stating just by saying they're anti-feminist.
Come on, spit it out. What are we stating? I mean, obviously you know better than everyone else that said I'm an anti-feminist what we really mean.
That women's issues are not real.
Define women's issues. I agree we should fight and end FGM, just as we should try and end circumcision. So it's not a woman's issue, it's a not mutilating babies issue. And forgive me if this sounds cavalier, but I just don't think manspreading is on par with third world issues. But feminism always just seems to turn a blind eye to that. Yeah, this woman may have been raped and then stoned to death because of it, but somebody said I sucked online, so that's what the UN should be talking about.
Also the day-to-day grind of you're a liar, you suck, you know.
But if you're an anti-feminist and you put it in the title of your vid or your name or whatever, and then you go ahead and say, well, it's because the feminists are not doing it right.
I don't really think there's a correct way to be an opinionated bigot, but if you think you've found one, by all means, make another video. I'd love to mock it.
When you got to go ahead and say things like, this male feminist.
Well, you see, we have another problem right there. Many feminists don't believe men can actually be feminists. Yeah, I'm sure they're the ones doing feminism the right way. Who are you and I, two men, to tell them they're wrong?
Which is bullshit. Doesn't matter. Feminists just believe in equality.
Thought this kind of stupidity was limited to dumb adolescents. It is quite depressing and quite scary to see somebody as stupid as you, with access to that many sharp things with your clearly limited mental power, continue to spout off the same shit that they do.
I'm telling you, if you see equal standings between men and women, things will get more progressive. Things will do better.
And you're using words like progressive. You might not consider yourself a feminist, but believe me, you are. Equality between men and women is not a bad thing, and we have equality in all the right places that women want equality. I want equal prison sentences, equal custody rights for fathers, the ability to opt out of parenthood the same way women can. I want more help for male domestic abuse victims. I want serious help to cut down the amount of men who take their own lives every year. That's the equality that I want to see, and it's not the equality that feminists fight for.
There are TERFs out there, trans exclusion or what? Fuck them. They're TERFs. I'm not going to explain it. Look it up. Google it.
Good God, you're sounding more like an SJW with every passing minute. Google it. Educate yourself. If there was a way you could pass from simply sounding pitiable to outright pathetic, then you just found it. Good job, mate. Good job.
They're assholes. They're saying, well, you're not this, and they want to label people a bunch of bullshit. They're fucking ridiculous. They just ignore reality for some fucking reason.
Well, holy shit, talking about veering off at the end there, Jesus Christ. So the anti-feminists are the one putting labels and everything, and the anti-feminists ignore reality. Are you sure the only reason you're topless is because you couldn't figure out how to dress yourself this morning? Either that or you're compensating for the distinct lack of something. Either way, it's not looking good for you. So I'll leave you to wallow in your own misery. So, lovely viewers, what small things can you do to prove how unbelievably macho you are? I personally like popping wheelies in monster trucks in a building made entirely of beer bottles in the middle of an explosion. I'll put the best ones at the end of my next video, and as always, thank you for your time.